Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We hear a lot about the need to be diversified and we have to have all these funds so our eggs aren't in one basket. But how many funds do we really need? We're going to talk about it next. Firefighter Financial Toolbox. Join me. Hey you guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about a lazy portfolio. We hear a lot about needing to be diversified and how we have to have we don't want all our eggs in one basket, but how many funds do we really need? First thing you need to remember is your portfolio is made up of all the plans you have. That includes your spouse, yours, your work plans, your IRAs, your Roths, your traditionals, whatever you have. But really, how many funds do we need? Really, I think we need three. We need a total U.S. stock market or an S&P 500 index, something so we have our American stocks covered. Now, as I've told you in the past, American stocks only make up 37% of the world market right now. So that's a lot of other stocks out there, right? We need to have the second leg of the stool, some kind of international index or developed market index for our international stocks. Remember, cost is important. We're going to talk about that in a second. Third fund we need, some kind of bond fund. Now, I know bonds aren't very popular right now because they're not making any money. You guys are not designed to make money. They're designed for stability so that when stocks go down, which they will, we know this, we have a chance to rebalance into it, buy some on sale, and get our numbers back to our allocation. Now, if you don't choose to have a bond fund, maybe you keep some cash in a money market fund for the same purpose. Okay, so let's talk about that. Where do we put them? I don't know. So the easiest thing to do is remember we're always getting our match at work, whatever that is. So generally 401ks and 457 plans, 403bs have a lot of costs. The funds are not the cheapest available. So every fund nowadays has some kind of either an S&P 500 index fund or a total U.S. stock market index, something like that. That's the one you want to get. Remember, when you look at the cost and it's going to say ER for expense ratio, we want it to be less than 0.5. That's 0.5% coming off. I really like it to be less than 0.2, but it's hard to find in a lot of plans out there. So a lot of times your international funds are more expensive in workplace plans. So this might be where you put your money in your Roth plan. So when you do your Roth contributions each year, you put it into either a total international index or a developed market index of some kind because you can get it cheaper at Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or my favorite, Vanguard. Now, let me say this, guys. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I wish Vanguard would sponsor me. I'm a big fan of them, but I'm not. Secondly, I'm not a financial planner. I'm a firefighter. I don't play a financial planner on YouTube either. I just noticed that sitting around the fire station a lot of times, guys don't know much about this stuff because they don't teach it to us in school. They teach you how to add, subtract. They teach you about history. They teach you about all that stuff. They don't teach you how to balance a checkbook. They don't teach you how to plan for retirement. This is a big hole in our system. And I hope that some of this information can get to some of you and help you out with the problem. Okay, third leg, bond fund. Some kind of total bond market, treasury fund, intermediate term bond fund. You can usually find something in there in your plan. Now, remember, costs are important. If you can't find a cheap bond fund, maybe this is where you put something in. Maybe your spouse has a cheaper plan where they can get a little bit cheaper cost on a bond fund. Remember to look at your whole portfolio as one. So if you and your spouse, instead of having his plan and her plan, and you got each of all that, your costs are going to add up. So what we do is I have S&P 500 index in my 457. My wife has an international fund that's pretty inexpensive in her fund. And we have her traditional rollover from our old job that's got all our bonds in it. Our Roths both are aggressively in stocks because remember, Roth has the longest growth period, has the most thing, and it's not going to be taxed. So that's where we want to keep that. Always remember, if you're going to do it, keep your bonds in your work plan if you can. It's going to save you in the long run. I realized this was a pretty short video, you guys. A pretty nice day out. I was like, I want to make a video today that I can do really fast. I don't have to edit a bunch. If you liked it, give me the thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, come out. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you guys have ideas for shows that you want to know about, let me know. Give me ideas. I'm glad to answer it. I will respond to your comments. Leave them. Come out and see us. We try to make one video a week at least. We'll see you again next time. Firefighter Financial Toolbox. Thanks, you guys.